And welcome everyone to Hartford, Connecticut. As usual, a big crowd has turned out here at the Hartford Civic Center to root on their Connecticut Huskies. They are number 11 in the country, 12-1 overall, and set to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Last Tuesday, this building was packed. They got a real treat. They got to see Richard Hamilton light it up for a career-high 35. But the real treat was Coach Jim Calhoun winning the game over Fairfield, and in the process becoming the only Division I coach in history to have 250 wins at two different universities, having accomplished that at Northeastern and now here at the University of Connecticut. Hello again, everyone. I'm Mike Gorman along with Ron Perry. If you like to watch good teams and you like to watch good players, you're in for a treat here this afternoon.
Really, yeah. You've got an outstanding one for Notre Dame and Pat Garrity, and Richard Hamilton's been lighting it up for UConn. Garrity, the preseason pick for Player of the Year, is off to another great start, leading the conference in scoring. Hamilton's right behind him at number 2, and Hamilton's been on a great roll lately.
And Garrity, of course, the returning Big East Player of the Year, so a chance for him to record a rare double in that category.
That's exactly right. That'd be extremely difficult to do, but he's off to a great start. He certainly would be the leading vote getter right now, scoring from all angles for John McLeod's club. Very tough to stop.
And Richard Hamilton, of course, one of those players, just effortless in the way he gets it done.
He really does. I think Elamines finding him in some great spots right now to score, but he was on one of those special rolls the other night against Fairfield with 28 points in the first half. Really in a shooter's groove right now.
All right, and so the Connecticut Huskies looking to extend their streak, and St. John's a winner the other night over Notre Dame, so Notre Dame looking to bounce back here this afternoon. Monquencio Hardnett, the only senior who plays on this Connecticut team, he provides the spark off the bench. We'll see what happens between the Huskies and the Irish when we get back. Today's game is brought to you by the new Dodge. From cars to minivans to trucks, it's about change. The new Dodge. By Combo Snacks. Hunger is the enemy. Kill it. Get stuffed with combos. And by First Plus Financial. At First Plus, we're working for you. Connecticut fans on their feet as always, waiting for that first basket. Let's take a quick look at the starting lineup for both sides. Notre Dame, Phil Hickey has had a history of playing very well against the Connecticut Huskies, and head coach John McLeod would like nothing better than coming up with an upset win here this afternoon in his 7th season at Notre Dame. On the other side for the University of Connecticut Huskies, if you have not seen Khalid El Amin yet, you are in for a treat here this afternoon. He, in my mind, might be one of the best 2 or 3 freshmen in the country. Jim Calhoun with that career record of 500 and 251. Not bad, winning 2 out of every 3 games. Connecticut a 2-1 lead in this series. And Notre Dame won the last time in overtime at Notre Dame. So the Irish should come in here a confident bunch, Ron.
Yeah, they should. They played very well, of course, in that game. Connecticut very, very tough at home. And Martin Inglesby, the freshman point guard, will play a key role if that's to occur today for the Irish.
Tap is controlled by Ricky Moore, who has had a brilliant year for the University of Connecticut to this point. A lot of people thought that perhaps with Khalid El Amin coming in, what would Jim Calhoun do with 2 point guards? Well, he's done real well with 2 point guards is what he's done.
Jim's been able to solve those kind of problems before, and Ricky Moore has just been very, very solid for the Huskies.
Inside, Voskuhl turns on Hickey, takes it right to him and gets 2.
Now, big plus for UConn to get Jake Voskuhl on the board quickly against the Notre Dame man-to-man defense.
Always important, too, for UConn to score because it allows them to get into their pressure defense. That's the way they would like to play. Weiss looks inside. Garrity touching it for the first time. Voskuhl came immediately on the double team, and you can see the skills of Garrity as he immediately looked and found Hickey on a cut. Foul is going to go on Richard Hamilton as we take a look at our Dodge keys to victory on the Notre Dame side, Ron.
Notre Dame's got to take care of the ball against that 3/4 court pressure and try to control tempo. They don't want to get into a track meet against UConn today.
Ricky Moore off the Weiss miss. A little stop and go move shut off by Inglesby. Kicks it back out to El Amin. That foul is going to go on Hickey. And let's take a look at our Dodge keys to victory as far as the UConn Huskies are concerned.
Well, for Connecticut, they've got to try to get into that press and try to open this game up a bit, get the running game going, and take charge on the backboards, get those second chances, and work it up-tempo style.
Hamilton misses the 3 outside. He didn't miss anything the other night when he scored 35-28 in the first half against Fairfield. Remarkable performance. Garrity making that look pretty easy.
Playing so well. I heard that he was out selling some refreshments at halftime. He had one of those everything was going right nights.
Oh, nice spin move by Freeman, and then he lost the handle. Just went right by Garrity. A lot of pressure on Inglesby here this afternoon as he launches that one into the first row.
Well, I mean, your freshman season, first time around in Big East play, you've got this Hartford Civic Center crowd on their feet. They're going to put the press on. He's going to have to try to handle the basketball well. Comes from good stock. His dad, Tom, a standout player at Villanova. And he's off to a very good start for John McLeod.
Yes, he is. And has taken very good care of the basketball early in the season for the Irish.
Averaging 7 assists a game, and he'll be tested today with the quickness.
Here's Voskuhl again taking it to Hickey, and Voskuhl is going to get a chance for the three-point play. And Hickey picks up his second foul in less than 2 minutes.
And that is huge for Notre Dame because Hickey really anchors things down low for the Irish. He's giving Voskuhl inside position playing behind him, and rather than just keep his arms up, he comes down and picks up his second foul. John McLeod will have to give him a rest, and Jake Voskuhl off to an excellent start down on the blocks.
Rasmussen comes into the game early, a lot earlier than John McLeod would have preferred. Voskuhl buries the free throw. Voskuhl with all 5 of the Husky points, and that's scary if you're Notre Dame, because most of the offense usually comes from Hamilton and El Amin.
Yeah, with Voskuhl getting it done inside, it just opens things up even more for those shooters. Connecticut stays with that tight man-to-man.
Weiss, little dish. Inglesby's going to take it and make it.
Nice poised shot under control by Inglesby, and that really can give you kind of that deep breath and get your confidence going early.
Freeman again trying that same spin move on Garrity. Garrity covered it a little better this time and comes up with it. Inglesby the other way, and the Irish a chance for their first lead. Freeman has his work cut out for him today.
Voskuhl looking to help out. You can see him really leaving Rasmussen. There he is.
Inside, Rasmussen kicks it right back out to Inglesby. Garrity into the paint, dips the shoulder, and a quick whistle. Fouls on Freeman.
Well, with Hickey on the bench, look at Jake Voskuhl, Mike, in the middle. He's really looking to double up against Garrity, and Rasmussen's got to do a better job to move and get free.
The Irish turn it over on the inbounds pass. Here comes El Amin the other way. Nice dish for Freeman to the bucket.
Oh! Hang time! Kevin Freeman off that nice feed, and El Amin seeing the floor real well early.
And again, if you haven't seen El Amin before, one of the things to watch for, he always gives players the ball. There's a nice pass by Garrity. Manor couldn't finish. Foul is going to be on Rasmussen underneath. But to get back to El Amin, he will always deliver the ball in a place that you can do something with it. You very rarely see him make a pass that players have to reach for.
And this is a nice read right here. He takes it to the middle where you want your point guard, freezes the defense, and gives it to Freeman, as you mentioned, Mike, in a good position on the wing to just go in and do his thing.
Spins away from Weiss, right to Voskuhl. He couldn't handle it, but it was a pretty nice pass.
That's just instinctive. You can't teach a player that kind of pass and that kind of penetrating move. El Amin gets the penetration, which he's looking for here, and just lets the play develop. Just a slight flick there by Garrity, I think, was able to throw Voskuhl off as he tried to reel it in.
Third on the team.
El Amin is called with that personal foul in the scramble for the ball, his first. UConn by 3 here in the early going. Manor, Garrity on a cut, little floater too hard off the glass. Nice job by Rasmussen, blocked by Voskuhl. He was tied up by Moore. Lead pass, Hamilton lets a guy go by, and then missed the easy one, and Rasmussen hustled back into the play to get the rebound.
Good hustle, and he didn't have a good angle to kiss it off the glass. Nice feed.
Excellent play by Manor, too, on the front end. Irish hanging around, down 1, 7-6.
Well, that was a nice look by Inglesby with the lead.
That was a heck of a pass. I didn't think Manor could get to it. El Amin buries a 3.
Makes it so difficult to defend UConn. They've got great perimeter people with Hamilton and El Amin, and they've been getting it done inside as well with Voskuhl early.
Manor, little hesitation move with the dribble, lays it down to Garrity on the baseline. Good finish.
Nice interior passing by Notre Dame. The thing about Notre Dame early in this one, they're not hesitating against the UConn pressure. They're attacking.
The immediate question, I guess, when you look at the scoreboard here, as Moore takes it to the basket and he got bumped on the way to the hoop, is can Notre Dame beat Connecticut in about an 80-point game? Because that's the pace we're playing at right now.
No, they really want to have a game that plays more in the 60s, where they take the break, but they also set up in this one.
We'll get a timeout. 14:59 left to go here in the first half. Back here in Hartford, Connecticut up a deuce and a couple of freshman point guards who know how to keep the upperclassmen happy.
That's for sure. Distributing the basketball. Khalid El-Amin with a beautiful feed over to Kevin Freeman, drawing the Notre Dame defense. Freeman really rose on that dunk, and then Inglesby sees that the defense not turning. Hamilton didn't look over the shoulder, and Derek Manor with the nice catch and finish, able to catch up with that. Nice start for the point guards.
Inglesby committed that foul just as we went to the break, his first. Huskies right at 50%. UConn, a very good shooting team. 47% as a team, 76% at the line, nearly 40% on threes.
They've also been playing very good defense, holding opponents to 39% shooting for the season and 32% from three-point land, and that'll be a key. Can Notre Dame keep up that kind of shooting in this ballgame?
Derek Manor call for the grab there.
Notre Dame foul number 3, Derek Manor. His first personal foul, team 5th. Now in the Connecticut lineup, number 31, Quincy O'Hartnett.
Always dangerous playing man-to-man on those inbounds plays under the basket. You can get picked off, but Notre Dame able to do a nice job there.
Hartnett lost the dribble, and Moore came to bail him out. Three-guard offense right now for Connecticut. El-Amin baseline jumper goes down.
Very difficult to cover that perimeter the way UConn moved the ball. El-Amin with that nice finish, which he does very, very well.
Freeman again, right out on Garrity. He gets help. You see Voskuhl turned immediately and came to help. Weiss unable to hit, and Freeman, who is a heck of a rebounder, picks that one off. Moore, the dish. Hartnett on the baseline. Little hesitation, came up short. The tap goes though.
Once the shooter shoots the basketball, you've got to try to put a body on him and box him out. And John McLeod, he'll take a quick timeout to talk that point over.
Huskies opening up their biggest lead. You can see scoring defense. UConn right there, second to Georgetown. And the Huskies have been holding, I think, 8 out of 9 or 9 of their last 10 opponents under 40% shooting.
Yeah, they've been playing great defense. And the impressive part of that number, Mike, is that UConn's averaging under Jim Calhoun's tutelage almost 79 points a game. A lot of teams hold their opponents down because they don't score a lot of points, but UConn's playing the great defense and putting points up on the board.
El-Amin over there on the Connecticut bench, getting some instruction from assistant coach Tom Moore. Inglesby a little trouble with the dribble and able to get by Hartnett, advances it to Manor. Manor, who likes to slash to the hoop, got grabbed on the way to the basket.
He caught a break. He really tried to force his way that time through 3 UConn defenders. Best way to attack that pressure is move the basketball, get it to the middle, and then try to go at the basket.
His first personal foul, 4th on the team.
Hartnett gets the foul. It's his first. Inglesby trying to go on Moore. In and out. Rasmussen was battling, but Enter Kleber comes up with the rebound, just in off the Connecticut bench. Moore the other way. Hartnett to the bucket and just lost it on the way up.
It was a nice play. I think Inglesby might have gotten a hand in there. I think it went off of Hamilton's leg.
Huskies come again with full court pressure. Manor. And right into a double team on the baseline. Inglesby skips it. Weiss, nice move, then kicks it back out. Inglesby will take it. Another rebound to Kleber.
Kind of a quick release that time by Inglesby. Another reverse of the ball might have worked better.
More little crossover move. Kleber puts it on the floor and gets 2.
Wow, great one-on-one move by Kleber. He's versatile.
Turned over at half court by the Irish. Hamilton fakes it. Hamilton takes it. Count it, and he'll get to the line.
See, that's where UConn really gets these spurts in games. They stay with this pressure from start to finish, and that time they make Notre Dame pay the price for turning the basketball over. How about the athletic move here? The big hop step by Hamilton. Looked like Garrity steps in with the body. Chance for a three-point play.
28 of those points came in the first half against Fairfield the other night as Jake Voskuhl comes back in. And I don't think he broke a sweat in that first half, and that's no offense to Fairfield, but he just did it effortlessly. Phil Hickey's come back in after sitting down early with those 2 personal fouls. Keith Friel is also on the court for the first time for Notre Dame this afternoon. Hamilton looking to complete the three-point play.
You really get the feeling that this UConn team, even though they were playing well early, is really starting to gel right now and get used to each other, creating great shots.
E.J. Harrison has checked in the game, number 40. You know the press is working when your 6'10" center is bringing the ball up the court.
Man-to-man after they drop back.
Friel lays it down to Inglesby along the baseline. They find Garrity in traffic. No, ripped off by Voskuhl. Where Garrity is just getting swallowed up every time he touches the ball. Hamilton to Hardnett. Out of bounds. It'll come back to the Irish.
Refs let the players play both times down the court. I thought Garrity with some contact as well as Hardnett with the penetrating move.
Hardnett jumps out defensively on Friel, and that's going to be a foul on Hardnett. His second.
Connecticut foul number 30 by Quincio Hardnett. His second personal foul, team 5th.
And they get a foul on Jake Voskuhl down in the blocks, holding Hickey.
Connecticut foul number 43, Jake Voskuhl. His first personal foul, team 6.
Garrity keeps the dribble alive. Inglesby will take it. Hickey, nice follow, but it wouldn't stay down for him. Voskuhl, the release to Harrison. On the break, it's Kleber. Oh, nice play by Inglesby as he stripped him, but then he couldn't save it inbounds.
Great play, a dangerous throw in underneath the basket. He has got some very quick hands.
He sure does.
This is a case where you give it to your big man a little too soon. Kleber getting that ball out 20 feet from the basket. He has to put it on the floor a couple of times, and Inglesby with those quick hands.
2 times too many.
Let's see big people underneath where they can catch and shoot if possible.
And that's going to be a foul on Leviticus Williamson, who just checked into the game and has to come cold off the bench and cover Rip Hamilton, which is not an easy task by any means.
Now, if you're a player in this game right now, last few exchanges, you're going to get called for those reach-in fouls.
62% shooting. Notre Dame actually with 2 more field goal attempts, but only shooting 27%.
Look at that moments ago, and John McLeod's club was 4 for 9, so they've gone dry on the last, 6 shots from the floor. They've got to find better ways to get high percentage looks each time.
The way you do that math in your head just boggles all of us.
Well, it's quick. It's quick reference.
13-point Husky lead here.
It's this pressure. UConn keeps it on, and it doesn't work every time, but they stay with it. You get the spurts, and now they force Notre Dame with that pressure and denial to use a timeout.
It'll be a 22nd timeout that Notre Dame takes here. Down 13, 21-8, and not wanting this one to get away early. This is a tough building to play in because Jim Calhoun will continue to play 10, 11 guys, and they will continue to press the whole game. It's not like they're trying to run up any scores. It's just the way they play.
One thing about UConn is that they just come after you. That's their style. And you've got to concentrate at all times because the pressure does not stop. You can see Freeman early in this game doing a nice job on Garrity. Garrity, the go-to guy for Notre Dame, averaging 23+ a game, and he draws a crowd. I think the thing Connecticut's doing very well early is that they're helping out and doubling up on Garrity. He's got to give the ball up.
To use one of those buzzwords in college basketball, he's not getting many touches at all on the offensive end.
And the more you can keep it away from him, the better if you're the opposition, because he knows how to fill it up.
Hickey spins. Voskuhl right there defensively. UConn very, very good in the half-court defense. They get a lot of credit for their full-court pressure, and they should, but they're also an excellent half-court defensive team.
They are all over Notre Dame right now.
Friel just had to launch that, and Notre Dame gets a fresh 35 on the clock off the offensive rebound. That's the first time Garrity touched it this possession. That was close. The foul is going to be on Kleber.
That was just intense man-to-man half-court defense, fundamentally sound by UConn. A lot of quickness, and they're really working it well as a team with the help-outs.
Freeman and Moore come back in. Kleber and Hartnett go out.
Kleber was just in Garrity's face that time, away from the ball, and Jim Calhoun has told whoever is covering Garrity in this game to look for the denial and don't worry so much about the help-out if you're covering him.
The Connecticut substitutions, number 15, Kevin Freeman, and 21, Ricky Moore.
A couple of baskets early in this game, but really for about the last 5 or 6 minutes has been unable to get to the ball. Knocks down his 2 free throws. He's got 6. The Huskies lead by 11. 21-10. We'll be back. We are back here in Hartford, Connecticut. Mike Woman along with Ron. Very glad you could join us here on a Saturday afternoon as the Huskies are up big early. And so far they are teaching Notre Dame.
And the defensive strategy is tough man-to-man pressure out of the three-quarter court press and deny back Garrity. Kleber got the task right here. He's arguably holding him on a few of those moves, but no question they're trying to deny Garrity, keep the ball from him, and just 5 shot attempts so far, Mike.
Go ball fake, then got stripped in the lane, got it back and laid it in.
Great concentration by El-Amin that time. Makes things happen in a variety of ways for the Huskies, and here's the press again.
Inglesby stripped from behind by El-Amin. Lead pass. El-Amin gets 2.
Boy, the press is just taking hold right now for Connecticut. They do it in a variety of ways. That time, El-Amin with the quick hands.
Friel able to get it across, then runs right into a double team, finds Manor open, and then it's kicked off by Hamilton underneath.
Got to take that shot.
Hamilton up the sidelines, back to El-Amin. He's going to let it fly. Got to come a little quick, but it certainly would have got the fans to their feet.
An NBA 3, he was way out there.
He was. Garrity kind of wild with that one.
An interesting blow of the whistle right there, just as Hickey gets the weak side rebound. It looked like Freeman had been popped. That's what John McLeod's saying. Now John's pointing at the shot clock, wondering if there'll be a reset there. It's at 26.
UConn in the midst of a 15-2 run. As they look at Kevin Freeman, I think it's I think he immediately started bleeding. I don't know if he got hit in the nose or
there was something in the face.
Maybe the throat. We'll check on Kevin Freeman. Ricky Moore, or is it Hamilton call for the foul? One of the two. Tim Higgins and company are going to have their work cut out for them to keep this from getting a little feisty. Fouls on Moore, and Garrity will be at the line 1-1. Freeman is still down at the end of the bench.
He's got the head down.
Garrity misses the front end of the 1-1. We are halfway through the first half here in Hartford, Connecticut, and the Connecticut Huskies with their full court pressure. Too much to this point for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Just too quick to the ball, as you can see on that exchange there. Moore misses the 3. Manor with the rebound. El-Amin with 9, Hamilton with 5 to lead the way in a balanced Connecticut attack as they're up 15.
Notre Dame's just going to try to get some good looks and chip away at this lead.
Hickey twice, but then Voskuhl came away with it. El-Amin, Hamilton, Kleber got fouled, and on Garrity, that is going to be his second.
That's a good exchange for UConn as they just push the pace as we talked about early. And Garrity with 2 fouls, he's got to be careful not to get number 3 and have to sit down. Just quickness again here with this lob pass. Just look at Hamilton go after it. And a nice follow-up. When you're on the fast break, it's difficult to box people out, but you've got to try to find people and get them out of there.
Kleber knocks down the free throw. John McLeod, obviously the veteran of many of these battles, but Coach McLeod needs to figure out some way right now to slow this game down, because Connecticut's playing at a pace of better than 100 points, and there's just no way with the personnel John McLeod has that he can win a 100-point game against the University of Connecticut.
Got to try to block the score right now. Down 17 for Notre Dame, and still work for good shots and work some clock. Otherwise, that kind of pace is unavoidable if they keep quickening it with quick shots.
The thing with this Connecticut pressure, if you're going to slow it down, you're going to have to make a lot of good passes in the half-court offense. That goes off Hickey out of bounds. Because they will make you work for every possession.
And there it was again, because the pressure invites you to shoot quickly. Friel with the quick release, and that ball was deflected. But I'd say only 7 or 8 seconds went off the 35-second shot clock.
That stat there, a testament to the Connecticut pressure. El-Amin will crossover move. Hamilton along the baseline. Nathan doing Weiss a good job shutting him off. UConn will reset with 10 on the shot clock. He'll screen by Voskuhl outside. El-Amin to Moore. Moore back inside to El-Amin. Voskuhl trying to go up hard on the follow, and he got fouled. And El-Amin is down now at the other end.
Connecticut so quick to the basketball, into the boards. It's just a question right now of Notre Dame with their problems defensively, trying to block Connecticut out so they don't get second and third chances. Voskuhl just comes flying in this time.
Ooh.
That might have been Voskuhl's
I think
sneaker.
It was Voskuhl's sneaker. Voskuhl misses the free throw. We're told that Kevin Freeman received an elbow in the throat, and Kevin Freeman now has gone to the Connecticut locker room. We'll try to get an update for you halftime, if not sooner.
Hopefully he's okay. That sounds painful right in the throat area.
Voskuhl misses both free throws. Hickey back on the bench with 3 personal fouls, and the freshman Rasmussen on the floor. Rasmussen sent back by Kleber. Harrison goes to the floor for it. And a jump ball is called. It'll be Notre Dame's on the alternating possession.
Nice hustle all the way around, and Connecticut not allowing Notre Dame any easy shots, and certainly nothing to the basket with Kleber. Nice rejection.
Inglesby takes it right into heavy traffic, and it's picked off by Hamilton. He gets it ahead to Harrison. Hamilton comes up firing. No. Rebound taken down by Harrison. Second opportunity for the Huskies. 17-point UConn lead with 8 minutes to go here in the first half. 27-10.
Game started off tight too. It was 10-8 UConn, and they just shut the door down defensively.
Moore nearly got the tip over Inglesby, picked off the floor by Rasmussen.
See if they can get Garrity involved. He just has not been getting the basketball. Denial by Kleber right now.
Foul is going to be called on Enter Kleber. That'll be his second. One of the great things about Garrity, and we're talking about one of the best players in the country here, as we look at Suleiman Wan coming in, is Garrity is a textbook on moving without the ball. He's always in motion.
Yeah, he's terrific. You watch him cut and move, and he also can step outside and shoot jumpers, but the quickness and the denial for Connecticut and help out has really been keyed on the fine senior forward in this first half. Garrity played for Rick Majerus this past summer, the fine coach at Utah. Went to Australia and just continues to improve his game. He's got some scouts here watching him again today, Mike.
There's a lot of scouts here today. Garrity led that 22 and under team in scoring. Hamilton comes down with a missed free throw.
I'd say they're checking out a few UConn players as well.
I think there might be. He's looking for the ball inside. He's got a pretty good spot on Rasmussen.
Yeah, the more you can get it inside, it just opens up the outside lanes that much better.
Oh, big time shot there by Ricky Moore.
Talk about a lot of answers. Connecticut getting it from all sorts of people here in the first half.
7 different Huskies have scored in the game as Weiss
Notre Dame basketball by Tony Weiss.
becomes the 4th member of the Irish to score, but 3 of them only have 2 points each.
Weiss coming off a career-high 20 against St. John's. He's a guy that I
You're
thought
very impressed with him. You told me before the game.
played great. I thought in this game, too, with his quickness, that he could be a factor for Notre Dame. He's got to look for the offense, though.
They call a foul on Kleber down low, and Jim Calhoun's not happy on that, as that's the 3rd on Andrew Kleber.
Connecticut foul number 22, Andre Kleber.
He's going to get Jake Voskuhl back into the game and will send Hans Rasmussen, the 6'9" freshman from Portland, to the line.
Rasmussen.
2-2 his numbers on the year.
Big problem for Notre Dame was Hickey picking up 2 quick fouls within the first few minutes of this game, and they really need the 6'11" ball player to stay on the floor as much as possible. Phil, the junior center for the Irish.
Voskuhl comes down with the miss. Irish not helping themselves at the line here with 6:55 to go in the half. Suleiman Wan inside. Little turnaround goes down.
Yeah, athletic move there by Wan. Nice touch.
6'11" sophomore from Senegal. I tell you, if he develops some offensive skills, you'll get some chances as this game goes on. This kid is a heck of a rebounder. Huskies just have a lot of players. It's 31-13. 6:34 left to go in the first half. We are back. It's all Connecticut here at the Hartford Civic Center. 31-13. Suleiman Wan off the UConn bench.
Yeah, he really looks nice on this move. Turns to the middle, right up over Rasmussen, but a nice soft touch. The confidence to do it. And that really builds confidence when you can get a couple of those to go.
Connecticut Huskies have been playing very well of late. Some people said, well, hey, that's because you're playing outside the league and you're playing in-state rivals. Well, that theory goes out the window here this afternoon as Notre Dame is faring not much better than Fairfield or Hartford.
It's been a very impressive first half for UConn, and they've done it in a fashion where they've played extremely solid defensively and gotten offensive input from a variety of people.
Jimmy Dillon's in the game for the first time for Notre Dame. That's going to be a foul on Rasmussen down low.
This is as aggressive as I've seen Voskuhl, establishing position and just looking for a couple of his moves. He got a basket to go early, and I think he really wants the ball right now on the block.
It's the 2nd foul on Rasmussen as Jim Calhoun looks on. 6-6, the numbers for Voskuhl this afternoon. If he can give Connecticut anywhere from 8 to 12 points and 8 to 12 rebounds a game, this is a really good Connecticut team.
Yeah, because you know what UConn's doing on the perimeter, and you blend that in. You get Kleber out there doing his thing, and Freeman, of course, has been playing real well. There's a lot of balance there.
Garrity inside, looks for a cutter, and there's none there.
Yeah, Rasmussen had position on Richard Hamilton, but never did go to the goal on that one.
15 first half turnovers for Notre Dame as Georgetown has opened up a 6-point lead on Providence. That game at the new MCI Center.
Talk about a couple of keys for Notre Dame. Poise under pressure. That's way too many turnovers, and tempo. And it's been an up-tempo first half for Connecticut.
Misread a hand signal there. Just 6 turnovers for Notre Dame.
Seems like more.
Seems like 15. It's only 6. And a 3-second violation is called on Wan.
3-second violation, Connecticut.
Todd Palmer is going to check into the game for the first time this afternoon. John McLeod is using his bench.
Number 44, Todd Palmer, replacing Hans Rasmussen.
El Amin called for the foul right out in front of us. That is his second.
Quick reach-in call. Perhaps Notre Dame can get a couple of free throws to go to get some kind of offense maneuvering going here in this first half.
His second personal foul.
So Jimmy Dillon, 6'1" sophomore.
Checking back in for the Huskies, number 30.
Jimmy Dillon, I thought, had some good moments at point last year. Martin Inglesby really taking up that role this year.
Dillon, 1 of 2. We're told that Kevin Freeman is in the Connecticut locker room having spasms in his throat muscles, and they're trying to calm that down, as I'm sure calm Kevin down. That could be something that could kind of snowball on you a little bit, I'm sure, because that'd be a scary feeling if you felt like you couldn't breathe.
Boy, that sounds very uncomfortable.
Questionable whether or not Kevin will be back. We'll keep you updated on just on his general overall condition. Certainly, at this point, no need for Kevin Freeman to come back into this game. It's 34-14 with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. 7 points here now for Hamilton.
That tells us why the officials, of course, stopped that play, Mike. The potential severity of that. Hopefully, Kevin is okay.
Foul is called on Voskuhl, and Jim Calhoun is saying, hey, we're just trying to cover the guy. It looked like a pretty good double team, as they have been just doubling Garrity all day long as soon as he touches the ball. That's a bump with the body by Voskuhl.
A little bit of a ride there.
Yeah.
Got him with the hip.
Notre Dame has managed only 1 field goal in the last 10 minutes.
It's unbelievable defense by UConn. It's been the pressure, and it's really been, I think, even more impressively, there's just no openings against the half-court man-to-man set.
Nine points now for Garrity, 18 the UConn lead. I feel badly for Garrity. I mean, he's such a terrific player. Probably the best player in the league again this year. But all these pro scouts are lined up down the end there, and his team is just getting squashed.
Right. Tough to evaluate him when, you know, you're going to see him go to the line a few times and otherwise just be denied the way he is in this first half without much help alongside him.
Todd Palmer picks up that foul, his first. That's the 10th team foul on Notre Dame. So Voskuhl, who has spent a lot of time at the line, is back there again. He's 2 for 6 now at the line.
He's shooting the ball well. He's just shooting it a little bit flatly.
It's the lineup of NBA types, Wayne Embry and Chris Wallace of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Boston Celtics, respectively. And your shot there. Voskuhl 1 of 2. 6 points for Jake. Connecticut continues to come with pressure. Moore, Hardnett, Hamilton, Voskuhl, and Wan are on the floor for the Huskies. Garrity, nice little crossover move with the left hand. He got 2.
Yeah, that gives the scouts something to look at there with a nice crossover and finish.
8 guys down the end of our row all started to write something down. Right? Ricky Moore answers with a nice move of his own.
Can shoot with both hands. Some
Nice
kind of note.
steal by Voskuhl. Moore tried to throw it inside to Voskuhl, and they've got Garrity with the push from behind, and that's 3 on Garrity.
And he'll have to sit now with 4 to go in the half.
And that really puts Notre Dame in an offensive bind when he leaves the floor. Rasmussen is back up there at the scorer's table.
At the line for Connecticut, Jake Voskuhl.
So Jake Voskuhl, who I can tell without even looking at the Connecticut media guide, is setting a record here for free throw attempts in his young career.
He's talking to himself a little bit right now. Free throws are so much just getting into a rhythm, a groove. Got a nice release. He's just shooting the free throws kind of flatly today instead of bending the knees and getting a little bit more height and arc on those shots.
Derek Manor back into the game for Notre Dame along with Rasmussen. Dillon sat down with Garrity. 3 for 9, the numbers now for Voskuhl, who's really upset with himself as he comes back up the floor.
Yeah, that last one was a real line drive, just pushing it up there.
Palmer. Inglesby looked inside, decided to take it himself. Wild with it. Juan comes down with it. Ricky Moore, nice little move there. Kicks it. Hardnett, who loves to go to the hoop, got stuffed. Hamilton, though, is there, and he's going to get to the line.
It's that quickness again, and Connecticut moving the basketball very well. Notre Dame unable to keep up with that ball speed. And then the quickness of foot by Monquencio. It was a nice job to follow his own shot. Been a little contact on that first release as well.
A little bit.
Back on for Connecticut shooting 2, Monquencio Hardnett.
So they are going to call it on the first, kind of late whistle, but they do call it on that replay you just saw.
Yeah, there was a lot of body contact there. Certainly didn't hear it the first go around as he followed his own miss. You can see his numbers against Fairfield. Monquencio, another one of these guys, kind of an unsung hero on this team. He comes in and fits the mold very well, very quick, excellent defensive player.
38-18, the lead to 20. 3 and change left to go here first half. Palmer tries to squeeze it up on the baseline. Ripped off in there by Hardnett, and he is fouled by Palmer. This has just been a nightmare for the Irish here this afternoon.
Yeah, they really were right in the game early, but we're trying to go up and down a bit and got lured into the quick shots by Connecticut against the pressure. And as that spigot went dry, Connecticut just kept going on all cylinders in this first half.
Baseline. I got it.
Hardnett now with 4 points off the UConn bench. 7 different Huskies have scored. And they have dominated this first half. He makes them both. We are going to get a timeout. 3:17 left to go in the first half here in Hartford. All UConn. Join us a week from now on the Big East Network as Villanova travels to Seton Hall. The Wildcats took the first meeting between the two schools, and the Pirates are looking for revenge. So don't miss it. And we are back here in Hartford, Connecticut on a Saturday afternoon. Mike Orman along with Ron Perry and the Connecticut Huskies showing why they are ranked number 11 in the country and probably should be ranked a little higher.
Certainly playing like they should be in the top 10.
It's hard to imagine 11 teams that are a whole lot better than this. 24-6 in the paint. There aren't many stats that we could put up that would be very favorable for Notre Dame on this afternoon. Now,
Connecticut established those points down low early in this one as Notre Dame turns it over again. And I thought that was a real key to opening things up for UConn in this first half.
Play this game again in a month and no telling what might happen, but the Irish just got involved in an up and down battle here early. And that was the wrong tack. Hamilton, the jump stop for an easy 2.
No help that time by Notre Dame, and too much quickness by Hamilton. Big first step.
Wow, an interesting move across half court. Manor, a little bounce pass. Palmer short with it, goes and gets his own miss. Back up on the other side. That won't stay down. Slapped out of bounds. Last touched by Suleiman Juan. 2:21 left to play. I love that little motion Jim Calhoun gives. I'm not sure what that calls for, but it looks like he's waving goodbye.
That's kind of, I can live with that. Okay.
Rasmussen, an aggressive move, wouldn't stay down the paint, but Manor really goes after the ball.
Yeah, he is a real scrapper for Notre Dame.
He's a tough kid. Right to the basket. He was looking to jam that, and Rasmussen puts home the rebound.
Always enjoyable to watch Derek Manor play.
Hardnett lost it down there on the baseline, and Weish came up with it.
We have not said Weich's name much in this first half. He just hasn't been around the basketball.
Manor, long with it. Juan rips it off on the other side. I tell you, Juan has got a pair of hands.
Does not lose it once he gets it.
Nope, more to the hoop. It won't stay down for him. Rasmussen
almost loses it.
Avoids the right cross from Moore there. Rasmussen buries a little turnaround.
Hans Rasmussen.
He's had to play a lot of minutes in this first half with Hickey sitting much of the first half with early foul difficulties.
And Rasmussen's got some foul difficulties of his own right now as he picks up his third personal foul. The National Car Rental halftime report will be coming your way in just a few moments. Scores and highlights. We'll take a look at the Big East Wire and the dynamic duo for Coach Gail Catlett at West Virginia.
At the line for Connecticut, shooting 2.
West Virginia off to a very good start this year, and they are employing all-out pressure from start to finish.
Tough place to go play. Too many people are going to go to Morgantown with wins.
Yeah, that is a very good home court advantage for the Mountaineers.
Notre Dame, number 20, Leviticus Williamson.
Leviticus Williamson comes back in now as Rasmussen sits on the bench. He's got 3 fouls. Garrity's got 3 fouls. Hickey's got 3 fouls. Notre Dame's down by 20. This is the stuff legends are made of if they can get themselves back into this game.
That's for sure.
Baseline, Sky, baseline.
Hickey and Garrity have to be on the floor a lot for this Irish team. Williamson comes away with that miss. The freshman gets it ahead to Weiss.
Perhaps the only thing Connecticut hasn't done with consistency is shoot the free throws in this first half.
11 of 20 from the line, the Huskies are. Suleiman Wan picks up that foul, his first.
A lot of those misses, of course, coming from Voskuhl and Hardnett. But nevertheless, in close ball games, you've got to get those free tries to go down for you.
Williamson with his first point. Youngster from Spring, Texas. Makes them both. Under a minute now to play in the half as Rip Hamilton looks over and gets the signal from head coach Jim Calhoun.
Hamilton had that sore thigh knee early in the year, but seeing absolutely no effects of that the way he's moving on the court right now.
Hamilton pulls up and buries it.
That's a pretty good offense. Just kill about 20 seconds and then step in and drain a 3.
Shot clock is off here, 45-24. Weiss with time. Air ball. Harrison gets it ahead to Moore. Moore, bounce pass, hard nets. Little reverse job won't go down. Picked off by Inglesby. Irish, you've got 8 seconds to do something here. They advance it to Williamson. Williamson in traffic for 2.
Nice fast break. One of the few for Notre Dame in this first half, and a good look by Inglesby.
Ricky Moore throws one up from a half court, and the lead will be 19 at the break. So the Connecticut Huskies 12-1 overall, 2-0 in Big East play. Looking good for the first 20 minutes here this afternoon, led by Rip Hamilton with 12 and Khalid Al-Amin with 9. It's UConn 45 and Notre Dame 26. Back with our halftime activities after this. Time now for the National Car Rental halftime report, brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. The Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut, the scene today for our game between the Huskies and the Irish. Mike Gorman along with Ron Perry. Time for us to take a look around the Big East Conference, as we always do, by checking out the Big East Wire. First, a look at the standings, and the Villanova Wildcats, despite that loss yesterday, still on top.
Tough loss to Big East 5 rival in Philadelphia, LaSalle, yesterday. Connecticut, of course, undefeated in league play, and West Virginia, an overall very good start.
Over the other side on the Big East 7, Syracuse still at 2-0, and Miami lurking right there.
Leonard Hamilton's club, certainly the surprise, I think, in conference play so far. 10-1 overall. Georgetown 1-2 in league play.
And our Big East Player of the Week, the fine backcourt star for the Seton Hall Pirates, Lavelle Sanders, a big week run.
He really played well. Lavelle Sanders teaming up with Shaheen Holloway in a dynamite backcourt for Tommy Amaker's club. He can really fill it up from the perimeter, and he can also take it to the bucket. Big week for Lavelle Sanders.
Hits those little floaters very well. The Rookie of the Week, we're watching him here today, Khalid Al-Amin. Last week, 23.5 points a game and 29 against Hartford. 7 of 10 shooting the 3, Ron. You gotta like that.
He can really light it up, sees the floor so well for Jimmy Calhoun's club, and he's really helped take UConn to a new level this year. Dynamite in the open floor, nice touch to the basket. loves to penetrate, and he really did the job last week for the Huskies.
And he makes Richard Hamilton so much a better player. Well, look at the 500 club in the Big East. There are 4 coaches now in the Big East Conference with better than 500 career wins. Jim Calhoun, of course, getting to that mark the other night and looking for number 501 here this afternoon as he chases Gail Catlett to move up in that exclusive group. So that's a look around the Big East wire. We will have more of our halftime activities, a halftime feature when we get back. We are back out here at the Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut, where the Connecticut Huskies are rolling this afternoon, 45-26. I'm Mike Woman, along with Ron Perry. We're going to show you some highlights here, and no offense to the Irish fans, but all the highlights of the Huskies.
Well, with that kind of advantage at halftime, it's really been a UConn first half in this ball game. They broke it open after a 10-8 start, and that's a nice pass from El-Amin over to Kevin Freeman for a couple of fast break points.
Richard Hamilton, the leading scorer. Here are the 2 players that we matched up to begin the show.
Yeah, Richard Hamilton, he can shoot it from the outside, but he's got some great moves with that great big step to the basket, shooting it right up over Pat Garrity, who committed the foul. Garrity's got 3 fouls.
And the Husky pressure has been a problem all afternoon for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's got 8 first-half turnovers, but what it's really done, and here's one of them, is forced the pace of this game to UConn's liking. El-Amin with the strip, the nice pass down court. El-Amin with another fast break basket.
And Pat Garrity, especially early in this game, unable to get many, if any, touches of the basketball.
Yeah, there's been great denial defense by a few different people, and Voskuhl working hard on him there, and Juan helping out. That play resulted in another turnover by Notre Dame.
And so the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in a bit of foul trouble here, too, as Garrity, Hickey, all on the bench, both on the bench, rather, with 3 personal fouls. So if you're John McLeod, what did you do in the locker room at halftime there, Ron?
Well, there's no secret answer to it. You've got a UConn team that's playing great defense. Notre Dame shot the ball just 25% in the first half. They've got to try to get some better shots and not rush it, even though they're down by 19. The more they go up and just pop it quickly, the more problems they'll have. Try to get high percentage shots and block out and just hope some shots go down for you.
All right, we'll see how things go here in the second half for the Fighting Irish. They trail as we are coming to you from Hartford, Connecticut, 45-26 the score at halftime. UConn with the lead. Back with second half action right after this. Where the Connecticut Huskies hold a 19-point lead over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Let's take a look at the Adidas first half stats. We mentioned how UConn had held their last 10 opponents to a combined 36% shooting, even better today.
Wow, just great defense. That tells the story right there. No threes for Notre Dame, and how about those points in the paint? Connecticut just dominating inside.
Garrity with 11 to lead the way for the Irish, but the drop-off all the way down to 4, and it's Rasmussen and Williamson, 2 kids off the bench with those 4 points. Connecticut a little more balanced. All right, here we go. Second half. Connecticut fans, as usual, on their feet until the Huskies come up with a basket. El-Amin, Voskuhl, Hamilton, Moore, and Kleber. Kleber starting in place of Kevin Freeman. Kevin Freeman, we understand, as Richard Hamilton buries a 3, has been taken to, I believe it's St. Francis Hospital here in the Hartford area. They have an eye, ear, nose, and throat specialist there, and they're going to take Kevin over as a precautionary measure to have him looked at. They said he was okay in the locker room, but they want to be sure. So Kevin Freeman will not play, obviously, in the second half. And we hope Kevin Freeman is okay when he returns to campus tonight. Pat Garrity with his 13th point of the afternoon.
Want to be careful that there's no swelling in the throat area. He took the elbow to the throat. Hopefully he is okay.
Voskuhl too hard off the glass, and Rasmussen there with the rebound. Rasmussen is out there with Inglesby, Garrity, Manor, and Weish. Garrity coming to the ball. Garrity's going to take it. Rebound taken down by Hamilton. I'm sure there's a temptation on Garrity's part to just take it just about every time off the floor, right?
Well, I think so. I think when he gets it, too, he went through stretches where he didn't touch the ball, as you pointed out, Mike, in the first half. So now he's saying, when I do get it, yeah, we're down. I'm going to see if I can just get some things done by myself here.
And Tony Weish picks up that foul.
Notre Dame foul number 4.
Garrity's such a competitor, too. I think he probably feels if I can do that, hit a few, maybe I can help us sneak back into this thing, but not with shots like that one.
Hamilton now with 17. Most of the scouts here no doubt came to see Garrity, but they have made a separate column on their page now for Hamilton.
That's right. There's another one too with Elameen's name, and Hamilton is looking super quick and effective here today.
Weish into the paint. Nice move with the left hand for two.
He's a kid who's really got to step it up for Notre Dame this year and take some of the scoring pressure off of Pat Garrity.
Ricky Moore gets the bump, can't get the bucket. Rasmussen a good job boxing off Kleber.
Surprised Hickey's still on the bench, Mike, for Notre Dame.
Garrity. Inglesby was trying to find him with the alley-oop, but too much alley.
That one was up there. Phil Hickey picked up a couple of fouls in the first half. 6'10", 250, the center for Notre Dame, and is not starting the second half.
Huskies playing a little bit more of a half-court game here in the first couple of minutes of the second half. Elameen, Moore thought about it. Voskuhl is going to take it inside with the left hand too strong. Voskuhl kept it alive. But the foul is going to go on Rasmussen.
Wow.
And that'll be his fourth. He seemed to be the one getting the short end of that under there, too.
He sure did. He got himself backed up right under the basket on that one by Voskuhl. I thought Voskuhl might get rung up on the rebound. That's a painful way to pick up the personal foul.
Notre Dame foul number 33, Hans Rasmussen.
John McLeod's going to let the freshman go with 4 personal fouls.
Second on the team.
Hamilton. Manor may have got a piece of that shot. Manor, nice little hesitation move with the dribble, and he gets two.
It's a nice job. Let the defense tell you what to do on those breaks. The hesitation, they back off, and he goes right in for the deuce.
And a 3-second violation is called against Voskuhl as he was backing Rasmussen down, and now Hickey's going to check back in. There's a comparison here. The two leading scorers in the Big East, Garrity and Hamilton, coming in 1 and 2. Hamilton now has 17 on the afternoon after 12 in the first half. Garrity has 13.
Both guys stepping up and getting it done.
Hickey throws it back outside to Weish. Hickey turns to the basket. That's where the opening was. The first 2 points of the game for Phil Hickey came in averaging 11. Notre Dame to within 16. Inside to Kleber. Kleber wants to take Hickey. A little half hook won't go down.
That's a big one.
Foul is going to be on Garrity, and that is going to be his 4th. And that's a little bit of a frustration foul, I think.
It's cleared out. The pace of this game right now is more the way Notre Dame wants to play it, and with Garrity sitting, that's exactly what they did not want to happen early in this second half.
13 points and 5 rebounds, the number for Pat Garrity as he goes to the bench. Todd Palmer checks in.
Notre Dame
Where the pace has slowed down considerably from the first half, where Connecticut was off to the races with that pressure.
34, Juan replacing Jake Voskuhl.
Juan, a little difficulty making the catch outside. He's not used to being out there. Hamilton inside to Juan. Tries to kick it out. Weish took that one off the top of the finger. Juan had it blocked. Out of bounds off Palmer.
I think Inglesby came around from behind, the point guard for Notre Dame, and he has had some quick hands on a few occasions this afternoon.
Weish is still really favoring his right hand.
I think he got jammed, Mike, as soon as that ball was passed. Boom, right on the top of the finger.
You can see it. He's got his right hand almost in a fist by his side. Hamilton again. Nope. Kleber. Yep.
No box out again by Notre Dame, and too much quickness by Kleber to the boards.
Elameen defensively out there on Inglesby. Over the top to Hickey. Hickey comes up short. Kleber gets the rebound. Quickly to Moore on the break. He's got Elameen and Juan with him. Finds Juan a little late. Back out to Hamilton. Hamilton missed the 3. Weish able to track down the long rebound. The Irish look to run. Bounce pass to Manor, and he gets grabbed by Hamilton. Just the second foul on Richard Hamilton.
Juan with a couple of good looks outside, although last time when your big guy gets it in low, I think Jim Calhoun would rather see him go right up, leads to the fast break opportunity. Notre Dame hasn't had many of those today. Love the way Derek Manor digs in there.
Manor averaging 6 points and 6 rebounds. You know, I only got to see Notre Dame a couple of times last year, but every time I see Manor play, you think he's going to get 15 in the game. I mean, he plays with such passion.
Well, I think you're saying his name a lot, and a lot of times he's grabbing loose balls.
Exactly.
He's going after it and deflecting things. And I think his scoring comes as a bonus, but he plays awfully hard out there for the Irish.
We've got a timeout, 15:23 to go in the game. UConn by 16.
The Bob's Discount Furniture 3-for-all contest. Please welcome Bob Kaufman of Bob.
We are back here, 15:23 to go here in the second half. The Connecticut Huskies rolling here today, much the way they have rolled through the 90s. They lead the Big East in total wins, winning percentage. 98 conference wins. They're tough at home, and they're tougher on the road.
I'd say they've had their way in a very successful fashion under Jim Calhoun in the 90s. Then the team.
And bad news for the rest of the conference, only Monquencio Hartnett, a senior on this team. Everyone back and some good-looking recruits coming in.
That's the amazing part of it. They're on a roll, a very good one, and Jim Calhoun, that knack for putting the blend together.
El-Amin tries to throw it up off the glass, never quite made the glass, and just caught the back rim, tipped out of bounds by Palmer.
Let's see what the 22 play brings here. It's Hamilton's number.
And Kleber took a little hike with it. Eighth turnover for UConn. And now UConn back in some of their full court pressure.
Close to burning up the 5 seconds there by the Irish, getting it in.
Foul is going to be called on Moscow, and you could hear Timmy Higgins say right there, now knock it off.
Well, if anyone's going to take charge of a situation, it'll be Tim Higgins. Good job off the ball, not to allow any pushing to occur.
His third personal foul, second on the team.
7 points and 7 rebounds for Voskuhl as he heads to the bench with his third personal foul. Suleiman Juan comes back in.
Problem for Notre Dame right now is without Garrity on the floor, they're just really lost because he's such a focal point for them offensively.
Inglesby, nice move with the dribble, then get fouled from behind by El-Amin, and that'll be 3 on El-Amin.
Connecticut foul number 42, Khalid El-Amin. His third.
No matter how much you try as a coach, one of the problems when you have your way with a team in the first half is getting that team to come out and play with the same kind of energy and passion in the second half.
It's really true. You're on that roll and you can win at halftime, and it's hard psychologically to not realize when you're up by 20 points and you've had your way. And the crowd now trying to get into it a little bit here.
And now it's a 14-point game, 52-38. El-Amin shut off by Hickey. Notre Dame doing this all with Garrity on the bench. Moore. Inglesby, some nice defense, but Moore buries it anyway.
You don't want to allow a team back into a situation, though, when you have them down. To the game yesterday where Villanova had LaSalle down early, Mike, 12-2, and end result is they lose the game. And I think early you think sometimes you're really there, and you allow a team in and it can go the other way on you.
Weiss coming around the screen by Hickey, wanted to go back inside to Hickey. Does. Hickey turns in and out. And that's going to be over the back. Will come the other way. That's Palmer. That's his fourth. And it is. Hartnett comes back into the game for the Huskies, and El-Amin sits down.
Checking back in for Connecticut number 30, Monquencio Hartnett, replacing Khalid El-Amin.
Hamilton trying to get himself free. Manor stays with him. Hamilton pulls up. Nope. Juan battles down there. Out of bounds. It's going to be Connecticut ball. Nice hustle by Weiss. They couldn't keep it in.
Weiss, 6'4", junior guard, but he can go inside and get up and help out on the boards. Apparently his thumb okay from jamming it earlier in the half.
Dame 57% here in the second half, and the Connecticut Huskies struggling a bit.
The press hasn't been on as a result of the lack of makes by Connecticut, and defense not as intense.
Weish trying to track down the long rebound battles with Hardnett, and Hardnett last to touch it out of bounds. It'll be Irish ball. And a fresh 35 on the shot clock. Down 16 with 13:20 to go.
Nice job by Notre Dame with Garrity sitting with 4. Be hanging right in there right now.
Juan comes down with Palmer's miss. Hardnett jump stop back to Moore to Juan. Juan's going to take it.
Nice touch. They did that early in the game with a turnaround, but shows it to us from about 16, 17 feet on that one.
It just makes Connecticut fans dizzy with the possibilities. On the defense there on Hickey.
Good opportunity for Juan to get some quality minutes here too
And a
today.
nice outlet pass too. Moore got stripped. That's a rare turnover for Ricky Moore. Manor and Juan up big, and he'll pick up the foul and bounces back to his feet. No freebies here. They may have to repair the net at that end.
Juan did not allow an easy basket there by Manor. What a collision that was. John McLeod, of course, commenting on that. His comment is probably where the guys go airborne, but Juan was going for that ball all the way. Check out Palmer down the other end, Mike, trying to fix the net by hanging on the rim. That was Juan getting a hand in there, but playing the ball all the way. Went down hard. Good news is he's okay, and we'll have a couple of free throws here. The net, of course, a bit out of whack.
34, Suleiman Juan, his second personal foul, team 4.
Antrick Kleber, John McLeod got whistled for a technical foul. I think that looked a lot harder than it was, that foul by Suleiman Juan.
And when your player goes airborne like that, I think that's where he was concerned. Manor goes up.
At the line for Notre Dame, number
Juan's
3,
going for the ball all
Yep.
the way there. You worry more where a guy goes up and gets hit low on a play like that, where the feet can really get taken out.
Manor struggles at the free throw line, just 47% on the year. He's got 7 points in the day, 1 over his average. And Hamilton will come the other way to shoot the tee.
Richard Hamilton.
Connecticut will get possession, of course, following up on the technical. It's a rarity, too, to see John McLeod even up, questioning a call, let alone getting a tee. Very reserved over on the bench for Notre Dame. He's seen just about everything, huh? The professional as well as the college rank.
He's got better than 700 wins in his pocket from the NBA.
Real class
Longtime
act.
coach of the Phoenix Suns, yeah, a real gentleman, a real gentleman. Hamilton makes them both. 19 for Hamilton on the afternoon. That is also the Connecticut lead right now, and they will get the ball back. Suleiman starting to get some fans here behind us.
Yeah.
Young voices yelling, come on, Suleiman.
He's got some exciting moves in his repertoire.
Nice strip there by Weish, and then Hardnett commits the foul, trying to get back into the play as he took it away from El Amin going down the lane.
Q had that look about him after committing the foul too. Who, me? I saw a player commit a foul and then really acknowledge it.
3 on Hardnett.
30, Monquencio Hardnett. His third personal foul, team 5th.
El Amin, smallest guy. And there's the battle with Manor, and it's coming the other way.
Whoa. Not a popular call. Manor did come in aggressively on that play. A lot of contact. Fans wanted the foul on that one.
Manor off the glass for 2.
That's Manor, though, right there. Going after it, down on the floor.
El Amin, little bounce pass, Hartnett on the catch for 3.
El Amin unselfishly penetrated into the middle with a great look and setup pass there.
The lead back to 20. That's just about where we were at halftime. Notre Dame had it all the way down to 14.
Juan, I think, with the grab.
That'll be 2 on Suleiman, and that's going to get us a timeout. 11:29 to go, 61-41, UConn. 29 left to go here on a Saturday afternoon. Notre Dame came in the best three-point shooting team in the Big East Conference. And they had 3 of the top 7 sharpshooters in the league coming in this afternoon, but this Connecticut defense will change that stat.
Well, that's it. Connecticut with the pressure defense, and it's extended. And when you've got superior quickness, it can be tough to get the threes off, and you can see the results not there for Notre Dame today.
Long time he had that ball inbounding there.
Yeah. He's got to get to his teammate within 5. That was a long 5.
Garrity back in, and he bangs home the turnaround. 15 for Pat now in the afternoon. Playing with 4 personal fouls. Ricky Moore got his man in the air. He'll get to the line. Inglesby picks that one up.
This is one of those games, too, today where there are a lot of fouls disrupting the flow of the game, and you really have to concentrate to stay right with it.
You mentioned briefly in the first half how some people wondered when Khalid El Amin came in what would happen with Ricky Moore, the incumbent point guard, and who would get the minutes. Well, Jim Calhoun has found a way to play them both. And coaches will tell you around the country, hey, if you can get 2-to-1 or maybe even 3-to-1 in terms of an assist to turnover ratio out of the point guard, you're doing well. Ricky Moore's assist to turnover ratio is 5.5-to-1.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
Remarkable.
He just has 10 turnovers on the season through 13 games, so he's been taking great care of the ball. And I think with El Amin out there too, Mike, you know, it takes some of the pressure off handling it all the time.
Hamilton's shot in and out. Garrity calling for the ball.
Nice pass.
That was a nifty pass, and then Hickey lost it on the way up.
Brought it down. You got to get that ball up if you're a big man in there.
Hamilton back outside Moore. Inside to Kleber. And that might be it for Garrity.
That's a tough one on Garrity.
So Pat Garrity fouls out with 15 points. Give the bucket to Kleber.
This Garrity playing behind Kleber. Not a lot of contact on that one for number 5. His hands are low to start, but he gets them up. And when you've got 4 fouls, a lot of times that happens. You get back out, and before you know it, you've just gotten caught in that position and you're out. And that's kind of a touch foul to end it for Pat Garrity. Unfortunate for the Irish.
15 points and 6 rebounds for the Big East preseason player of the year and last year's choice as the Big East player of the year.
Yeah, he's a competitor.
Now, and we should note a brilliant kid too, a first-team GTE academic All-America, about a 3.7 GPA.
The whole package.
And absolutely. Absolutely. And whether he goes on to medical school or whether he goes to the pros, he's going to have a very long and successful career.
That's exactly right. John McLeod over to say, hey, one of those days, Pat, just got to file this one. And he's probably saying, hey, I didn't think there was a lot of contact either on that last one, but one of those days.
Kleber gets it back in the long bounce. Garrity in last year's win over UConn had 25 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. So a long way from that here this afternoon. His club is down 20, just about halfway through the second half. Moore is going to take it and make it.
These Connecticut players right now, Mike, just really in sync with each other. They're passing the ball very well, and a lot of confidence out there all the way around.
Another thing you hear coaches complain often about how kids don't know how to pass anymore. Nice move by Weiss, but he couldn't finish. This Connecticut team passes the ball very well.
Yes, they do. They really look for the open man and swing the ball nicely.
Like that.
Oh!
Everything but the finish. And then Harrison gets the loose ball. Inglesby battles with him. They let him go. And out of the pack comes Hickey with him.
A wild scramble.
That looked like a pretty good block from our angle.
Crowd getting a little bit restless here at the Civic Center. Dangerous pass by Field, but he gets it there off the tip. Ricky Moore, it does look like he caught a lot of leather off the top. Anytime you're swinging the arm like that, yeah, it looked like a lot of ball. Sometimes just the look of that when you've got your arm going for it, you pick it up.
Checking back in for Connecticut.
Moore will go out. Alameen comes back in. Palmer makes his second free throw. That's his first point. Big game coming up for these Connecticut Huskies as they head down to Miami on Tuesday night.
That's been a tough place for people in the league to win, too, Mike.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you get lulled a little bit by that little warmer weather, or but you got a pretty good Miami team waiting for you down there this year.
We've got a real good one waiting for you this year. James and company. Foul is called on Suleiman Wan, and that will be his fourth personal foul. You can get inside the huddle of your favorite Big East team by going online at www.bigeast.org. That's O-R-G for all the basketball and conference news from around the Big East. www.bigeast.org.
At the line for Notre Dame, shooting 1-1, Phil Hickey.
Juan now back on the bench with 4 points and 6 rebounds. Hickey makes the free throw, his third point. Richard Hamilton comes back in. Hartnett goes out.
And 32 Richard Hamilton replaced Suleiman Wan and Monquencio Hartnett.
Well, there's no question about it. For somebody to bump off Connecticut the way they're playing right now, you've just got to do a good job against their pressure. And that's much easier said than done when they come at you with it all cylinders.
Hamilton sidesteps his way into the lane, and he's going to go to the line.
It's hard to get up and down here with a trip without some recent fouling.
Notre Dame foul number 4, and Tony Weiss. His second.
That'll be on Weiss. 2 on Weiss. Stepping to the line, Richard Hamilton, who's got 19. Very smooth player. 6'6", 6'7", about 180 pounds. Out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
It's not hard at all to envision Rip at the next level. He's got that quickness, the nice touch. Dynamite in that open court situation.
6 of 7 at the free throw line this afternoon. The rest of the Connecticut team only 8 for 20, and that's very unlike them as they came in shooting 76% as a team. Jake Voskel will be spending some time this weekend at the free throw line. Palmer thought he saw an opening. Jim Calhoun over there on the bench with his hands out just saying, what's going on here?
Connecticut foul number 22, Andre Kleber.
Give that one to Kleber. Kleber now has 4 personal fouls.
At the line for Notre Dame.
You could have some interesting lineups on the floor for both teams before this is over.
Yeah, I think we'll get deep into the benches both ways.
Suleiman Wan comes back in and Kleber goes out. Wan will play with 4 fouls. We'll see how long he lasts. He comes in with 9 minutes to go. 67-47. That's where we were at halftime. The first half a little more entertaining than the second half.
Yeah, there was a lot of up and down action. UConn getting that press going, but this has just been a lot of reach-in fouling here in the second half.
Notre Dame has managed to stay even as they trail by 19 at the half.
We're gonna have to do it the rest of the way without Pat Garrity, who is fouled out of this ball game.
Hamilton clanks that one off the rim. Friel, nice little spin move to get around El Amin. And it's going to be a foul on El Amin. That's going to get Ricky Moore back in the game because El Amin now has 4.
Well, you've got to, as a player right now, too, you've got to adjust a little bit, too, if the officials are going to call. That's a tough one. A little bit of riding there. Friel trying to, shield off a little bit with the right hand, but goes down. 4 on El Amin. But you know now it's a closely called ball game here in the second half, and just give that play a little bit of room, or you're going to get whistled for the personal.
Ricky Moore back in, and El Amin sits down with 9 points and 5 assists. And Friel for the second of 2.
Keith Friel from Durham, New Hampshire.
Yep.
Home of University of New Hampshire, where his dad, Jerry, coached for many years.
Here's Harrison handling it outside.
Harrison's seen some minutes here in this game. A lot of quickness. Good-looking defender.
On the shot clock. Hamilton. Vosco is there, and he got fouled. Hickey did a great job avoiding the foul on Hamilton, and then gets the reach-in foul over the top on Vosco.
Couldn't avoid it a couple plays in a row.
Notre Dame foul number 55, Phil Hickey, his 4th personal foul at team 9.
So Jake Vosco, who has been an adventure at the free throw line here, 3 for 9 this afternoon. Oh.
Yeah. Jake's definitely talking to himself now, which can happen at the line. You're there all by yourself.
I want to say he made his first 2 and looked good doing it. And then he is just...
Well, you start talking to yourself because you're there and it's not, you're not in the thick of the action. There you go. He's shooting those balls, though. They're on a line. And I think if he can soften them up a little more legs, he'll drop a few in easier.
I got him.
Hickey wants the ball inside on Vosco. And the hook shot goes down.
That guy establishes position like that on the block. You got to give him the ball. Let him do his thing. Working hard in there.
Moore. Ball is knocked away out of bounds, and we're going to get a timeout. 7:39 left to go in this one. UConn 68, Notre Dame 51.
And he leaves for Freeman. Uh-oh. Bring it home, Freeman. Gets my vote for play of the game.
And that was our combo stuff of the week. Kevin Freeman, we hope he is okay. Again, earlier taken to the hospital after being hit in the throat. We've got a 20-second timeout here on the court. But it was as a precautionary measure they took Kevin to the hospital, and hopefully he is all right. Let's take a look at our First Plus Financial game summary. Notre Dame 0 for 9 shooting the threes, and they'll play the last 7:39 without Pat Garrity. That's not good news.
No, if you're a Notre Dame fan and you see that particular game summary with no three-point shooting, Garrity out of the game, and Notre Dame with that tough start with UConn running, not a good situation if you're an Irish fan, but for UConn, they've been very effective here again this afternoon.
Harrison with the inbounds pass. He's out there with Hamilton, Moore, Vosco, and Wan. Inglesby, Friel, Hickey, Palmer, and Weish for Notre Dame.
Now set up in a 2-3 zone defensively.
Vosco. Well, Connecticut has missed a lot of easy shots here.
Yeah, they have. They lost some of the zip that they had in the first half, and now some of these shots just not going down for them. As a result, they don't set up their three-quarter court press.
Deep 3 attempt by Weish doesn't go. Moore on the break. Bounce pass to Vosco, slapped out of bounds. And Vosco comes up lame.
Yeah, if you're Connecticut in this kind of a game, too, you certainly don't want to come out of it with injuries. Freeman, hopefully, with the elbow to the throat is going to be okay, and Vosco limping a bit off that play.
Connecticut substitutions, number 42, Colin El Amin, and 22, Intric.
Looking at his left knee, behind his left knee, maybe. Patrick Kleber back in. He'll play with 4 fouls. El Amin into the paints. Got lucky and then got it blocked by Hickey. Nice try by Weiss to keep it alive. It'll still be UConn ball. 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Nice job by Hickey that time to time that one by El Amin. Inglesby on probably 4 or 5 occasions today has been able to get his hand on the basketball against some pretty quick guys in Ricky Moore and El Amin.
Juan. Oh,
yeah.
Suleiman.
Yeah, he's turned right, he's turned left, and he's hit from the foul line. He's very good out there. Like that one, too. Left, defended.
Friel, nice little bounce pass. Juan rejects the shot by Palmer. This young man can be a presence in the game, that's for sure.
Great timing on this one. Palmer goes up and just beautifully sent back by Juan.
That's good though.
Great timing on that one.
Next week's combo stuff of the week right there.
There you go.
And Phil Hickey's out of the game as he just pushed Juan in the rebounding action, and that's his 5th personal foul. Rasmussen will come in, and Hickey leaves with 5 points and 5 rebounds. So Notre Dame only getting about 18 points and 10 rebounds out of the combination of, make it 20 points and 10 rebounds out of the combination of Garrity and Hickey, and they need more than that.
They need very big games from both of those guys.
Oh, you knew that was going in.
See, the difference with this shot, though, when Bosco was shooting earlier on the line, that ball had some nice height on it, able to get the roll.
Palmer comes down with that miss. 71-51, 20-point game with 6 minutes to play. Friel, that was deep.
He's got great range, but that was way out there.
He was a good step and a half outside of the NBA line. Here's the dark one. Jim Calhoun calling for motion.
It's just execution time now for UConn. Oh, near steal by Inglesby.
That is a 2 for Khalid. His first basket of the second half. He's got 11 overall.
Khalid's been kind of quiet today, yet at the same time he's let the game come to him, hasn't forced anything. Nice job.
Notre Dame's going to use a 20-second timeout. Join us a week from now on the Big East Network as Villanova travels to Seton Hall. The Wildcats took the first meeting between the two schools, and the Pirates are looking for revenge. So don't miss it. Well, it's Connecticut's looking like they're going to be 13-1 in the year and 3-0 in conference play, and Notre Dame will slip to 7-4 and go to 1-2 in the league. And we mentioned UConn has a couple of road games coming up next week. They will play Tuesday at Miami, and then Sunday, a week from tomorrow, will be up at Boston College. Here's a look. And they got a game, Seton Hall and Georgetown here, and they head into New York City to play St. John's. Connecticut's going to be tough to beat anywhere.
They really are. Home or away, they're like the class team of the league right now.
Friel can't get that to stay down. Made a nice move, but then just couldn't finish it.
And I think for other teams in the league, they've got to try to hold serve at home. I thought Notre Dame had a great chance this past week to beat St. John's at home, but nice road win for St. John's. And Notre Dame did get their first win of the season earlier in December against Pittsburgh on the road.
Kleber called for an offensive foul. That's it for Kleber.
See, hooked on that play.
And it'll be 5 on Antrick. He leaves with 8 points and 8 rebounds. Jim Calhoun out to congratulate his player, and Jim's just kind of walking in circles over there. He's not.
Yep.
He knows he's ahead by 22, and he doesn't want to do anything that he might wish he didn't do later on. He just kind of did a loop over there.
Walked it off.
Walked it off, exactly right.
You get such a great roll going as Rasmussen hits that one, Mike, where you really, the only way you can be satisfied is if you have maybe a 35 to 40 point victory and continue on that roll you had in the first half. Anything less than that can be a little bit of a letdown.
Ricky Moore kicks it back out, unselfish. They reverse it to Hamilton, and he nets the three.
Now that's very nice passing, and you hit the keyword, Mike. I mean, guys are really giving it up to get the better shot. I'd want to save that one for films and say, guys, that's very unselfish play.
Weiss will let one fly. Long rebound comes to Hardnett. Juan is running the floor. Hardnett just keeps on going and gets two. And for the second game in a row, Monquencio Hardnett is in double figures off the UConn bench.
Great balance today by the Huskies. Hitting you from the outside and the inside in this one. And this was without Freeman, really, for most of the game.
Inglesby is going to try one. Hardnett on the break. Nice lead pass to Voskuhl.
Nice look.
And the 22nd timeout has been called by Connecticut.
Nice lead pass, great catch. Jake Voskuhl with the finish. A little bit of a hang as well on the cylinder. Nice look in there. Good look, huh, from up above as he sends it down. Rashamel Jones hasn't played in this game either, Mike.
I know.
That sprained left thumb. So you get him back out there, and the depth is there, and the balance is there, and Connecticut playing very, very well at this point in the season.
Albert Mooring has checked into the game for the first time for Connecticut. There you see Voskuhl flirting with the double-double.
Connecticut substitutions, number 40, E.J. Harrison, and number 23, Albert Mooring. Replace Ricky Moore and Richard Hamilton.
Still 3:11 to go in this one. Friel can't get one to fall. There's the double-double for Voskuhl as he comes up with his 10th rebound. Mooring misses the jump shot. I tell you this, I am, he just came up limping a little bit. I am really impressed. Oh, great block by Voskuhl. And a nice save. How Juan runs the floor. That guy right there, unable to finish. He thought he got fouled.
He's an athlete. I mean, he gets up and down, jumps. Nice touch, huh?
This is really getting a little rocky here now. Juan with 7 points and 10 rebounds, both career highs. 2:20 left to go in this one. UConn by 27.
And the 80 points, certainly not the formula for Notre Dame. It just didn't go their way today with Gary and Hickey out on fouls. Up-tempo type of game for Connecticut. Right now, it's just the only question is what the final score will be. Nice look.
Voskuhl joins the parade in double figures for UConn. And they have their largest lead of the afternoon. We're going to get a timeout with 1:58 left to go. UConn by 29. Welcome back for the final minute and 58 of this one. It's all UConn, 82-53. They lead by 29 points. Williamson, Dillon, Friel.
For Connecticut, number 53, Jeff Seibert.
Rainey is also on the floor. Rasmussen trying to make a move on Juan. Short with the follow-away. Another rebound. That one pulled down by Seibert, who just checked into the game. Mooring baseline, swallowed up.
Nice penetration. Everyone getting a chance to get into the act here for UConn. Just about everyone.
That foul on Rasmussen. He's gone now.
Rasmussen, his 5th personal foul. Checking in for Notre Dame, number 34.
Owens comes in the game first time for the Irish. Albert Mooring, who just became eligible for UConn, has a great reputation as a three-point shooter. Chris Crowley is also checked in now for the Huskies. Mooring makes 1 of 2, and the lead is 30.
Nice touch from the stripe. Connecticut, a solid all-around game. Williamson gets that one to go. They have just been outstanding, and their defense is really the key, and some quality backcourt play, and they get some great balance inside today as well. I guess that just about covers all aspects of it.
Oh, Suleiman unable to